Hey Santy and Rosa, it's Chris. So just as I promised you, here is your free custom video showing you how to beat your competitors, increase your online presence, and drive more customers right to your business. The reason I made you this video is that I've noticed that most business owners are too busy running the company to learn how the internet can help them maximize growth. And I found that by giving business owners free attack plans about what they can do themselves has resulted in some of them using it themselves, which is fine, but others reaching back out and asking for my help. Another reason I love doing things like this is because I've seen what it can do. I've seen it change the lives of those in business and their families. I've seen previously overstressed and busy business owners have more financial freedom and be able to spend more time with who and doing what matters most to them. Plus being able to grow their team and afford to pay everyone what they're worth. I've also seen businesses that were already flourishing reach massive new heights in just a matter of months. Now, if you truly don't care about any of this, you do not have to waste your time by watching this video. Knowing though that you must be very busy, I did try to keep it short to be respectful of your time. So just as I promised, here are those 3 things that you could be doing today to increase your online presence and get more customers. Those are going to be content, backlinks, and citations. I'm also going to teach you about what keywords are and which ones are going to be best to drive growth. So first off, looking at your website, it's a pretty standardized Yelp website. I've seen a lot of these before, and it's really not working for you. It's got a clean look. People can find you, a little bit of testimonials, but once again, it's not really doing anything for you to bring you business. You see the different ad channels that you're using right now. If you're using Angie's List and Valpak and all these different places, every single time they send you a lead, they're more than likely charging you for it. Even if that person doesn't actually get your services, you have to pay for that lead every single time it comes to you. The thing that I'm showing you in this video is how to generate leads without having to pay for every single one of them, and that is through optimizing your website for searches. So the first thing I'm going to go over with you today is content. Content is made up of the words, the images, and text behind the images called alt text that make up a certain page of your site. You're going to want at least 1,500 words to be optimized with Google, and this also gives you a lot more opportunity to fill in with some buyer intent keywords that you're trying to rank and get traffic for. What a buyer intent keyword is a word or phrase that somebody types into Google when they're looking to buy a service or a product. In this case, we're talking about plumbing. Take a look at Wikipedia, for example. Why do you think they're always at the top of the results when you search for something typically? Because they have the most authoritative content and Google rewards them for it. They're the most relevant. You see, Google has bots. These bots actually go to your website, they scan your website all over. Every single word, like I said, all of the content on your website, they scan for. The more content that you have and the more relevant that content is, the more likely you're going to be put at the top of the search results and be able to capture that market. And that's going to bring you more business without having to pay for every single lead. Now, also, the bots will notice you more if you have more content, and they'll notice all those keywords that you're trying to rank for if you have more content. So once again, content is king. I cannot express that enough. So looking at your competitor's website, if we're going to look in Wake Forest, your biggest competitor is Wake Forest Plumbing, North Carolina. So if you look at their front page, they have an okay amount of content. It's really nothing crazy. It's nothing that you look twice at. They're really not optimized still, which is why it's going to be so easy to take this over. Now, if we look at Raleigh, Midtown Plumbing LLC is your biggest competitor. And as you can see, they have a little bit more content on their front page because they understand the value of it. But once again, as I see with a lot of people that have their websites made, this is still not optimized and this is still super beatable. So going into the second very, very important thing when optimizing your online presence are backlinks. What a backlink is another site linking to yours through theirs. To give you an example, I'm going over to a tool that I use called Ahrefs, which gives you the statistical analysis and the breakdown of the performance of your website. So right here is the performance of your current website. This is the power of your page, and this is the power of the entire website. As you can see, you have a website that's connected to Yelp. So this is getting all the power from Yelp, but it's not performing. Nobody's seeing this website actually, because the only way they're going to see it is if they find you through Yelp or one of those other channels that this is connected to. So a backlink would be a good example of this, right? So if I went over here and I clicked on this, it'd bring me up to your website, and that's how a backlink works. You see, there's two types of backlinks though. There are do follow and there are do not follow links. The do follow links are the only things that actually push power to your website, which is what gives you more authority in Google's eyes. Now we're going to go ahead and look at what Wake Forest Plumbing's look like. So they have an 11 for their page power and a 0 for their domain power. Not a lot of backlinks, not a lot of referring domains, but you can see even just this little bit targeted right, they're getting a lot of traffic for it. How many customers do you really need per month, and how much are you paying for those customers? How much could an optimized website bring you if you only needed around 200 customers a month, or less for that matter? This could be taking care of that, right? And not having to pay for every single lead that comes to you. And this is not hard to beat out, not at all. Like this could go in an instant if we wanted it to. Now going over to Raleigh's, which is Midtown Plumbing, you can see it's a lot more of a competitive area. They have 24 for their page and only 1 for their domain, which is kind of weak. They have a lot of backlinks, but not a lot of referring domains. And referring domains are the websites that are actually sending these backlinks. This is also crucial, and this isn't even going to be hard to beat. So if we wanted to attack this and get all of that traffic, that is still very, very possible. Now, if we go ahead and look at their keywords. So, like I said, a keyword is something that somebody types into Google. Plumbing Raleigh gets about 1,000 searches every single month. Plumbers Raleigh, North Carolina, about 1,500. And the list goes on and on. There are thousands here. And if you got in the top position for every single one of these, we're talking about thousands of potential customers every single month. But if you're not thinking that big, that's okay, right? We can at least get you taken care of so you're not paying for every single lead. So if we look at just Wake Forest and we wanted to take over that area, Wake Forest Plumbing, which is, it's their business name, so they're getting a lot of traffic for it, but we could still rank for that, and it's getting about 450 searches a month. Plumber, Wake Forest, North Carolina, at about 150, and every single one of these searches is a potential customer, right? Not every single one is going to be buying business, but every single one is a potential customer. But let's say you got half of these, right, on a monthly basis. What would that mean for you and your business and your family when it comes to dollars and cents and what you could do with your business? And if you got to the point where you couldn't handle the amount of business coming to you, I can actually help you hire more people if you needed it. So there's nothing actually stopping you from growing if you truly want to grow. If all you're looking for is a way to stop paying for every single lead that comes to you, this is also the way to do it. But this is the gold, because you're not just limited to a few of these. You can rank for all of these, like I said. So now we're going to go ahead and look at a Google search. As you can see, I chose one that gets a lot of traffic. Now, the first thing we see up here are ads. One thing about these is that if they're not made properly, they can become a serious money pit. There's a lot of phones and computers that actually have ad blockers too, which is another reason why organic ranking, which is what we're going for, is so important. Now, this baby right here, though, this is the Google Map Pack. And this is so, so important because getting in the top position here typically means 40 to 50% more call volume. Not just search volume, calls. Because most people actually come here to find a business that fills their needs because this is the first thing that pops up, right? It's the first thing that people see. They have all the relevant information, which is why this is such a powerful tool to use. Now, what gets you ranked here is having a stronger and larger citation profile than your competition. A citation is your business's name, address, and phone number submitted word for word into directories such as Yelp and Yellow Pages. There are some other ranking factors here that include the quality of the citations and how powerful they are, the optimization of the Google My Business profile itself, the number of Google reviews that you have, and what your ratings are on Google. But most importantly is how well you're ranking organically on a search. But even if you're not on the first page or in the top spots, it's going to be a little bit harder, but not impossible by any means to rank in that top position. So just to kind of recap what we went over today, your page content, when you have a site, your front page needs to have 1,500 words or more with properly filled in buyer intent keywords that you're actually trying to get traffic for. Your back-end service pages want to have about 500 to 750 words of the same thing. Your backlink profile needs to be more relevant, more powerful, and more numerous than for the sites linking to you guys than your competition to show Google that you are the authority on the topic. And your citation profile, when it's the Google My Business account, You want to have about 200 to 300 of these as a solid rule to beat out your competition by a landslide, or just substantially more than your top competitor. If they have 300, you're going to want 500. The game is just domination. And if you implemented all of these strategies today, you can become #1 on Google in your area for your business and reap the rewards with a ton of new paying customers, more money, more growth, and more freedom. And most importantly, less spend on the amount of leads that are coming to you. Save money doing that, right? Now, Santy and Rosa, I hope you liked the video at least half as much as I enjoyed making it for you. I'd love to hop on a quick call with you guys just to at least get some feedback and hear your thoughts, just so I know you got some value out of it and I didn't waste both of our time. With that being said, I hope you two have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you very soon.